My name is Katherine Yang. I'm a sophomore at Northview High School, and this is my Laws of Life essay. My father always cut the lotus root. Every Lunar New Year, the crack, crack, crack of his knife set the rhythm of our preparations. One by one, the slices fell into water to stay crisp, their holy exteriors peering up like little eyes. Later, he'd pat them dry, stuff them with minced pork and scallion, and fry them until golden brown. I never ate them. They were too crunchy, too oily, too strange. I'd wrinkle my nose. My father just laughed, patting my head with his starchy hands. I'd grown and white flour from my hair, sticking to my mother's side of the kitchen instead. That fall, my father left for China to visit my grandmother. "I'll be back before New Year's," he said, stroking my hair one last time. I should have been sad, but beneath the sadness was a drop of relief. Relief that the house might grow quieter, that I wouldn't have to rid my hair of the pasty flour on my father's hands as I squirmed away, that I'd finally have a peaceful dinner where I wouldn't have to dodge his chopsticks piling food onto my plate. But then the borders closed. At first, the virus was just whispers, something distant. But then it spread and everything shut down. Airports, borders, entire countries. My father called one evening. "It's just for a short while," he said. "Don't worry. 别担心." But weeks turned into months and New Year's crept closer. The house felt heavier without him. My mother's folded spring rolls in silence, and my younger brother sulked. "We won't have the lotus root pockets," he said, staring at the empty countertop where my father used to work. That night, I found myself in the kitchen, staring at a cold lotus root. The first cut was harder than expected. The stalk didn't yield the way it had from my father, and the knife skittered across the board. Crack. The sound wasn't light or steady like his. It was sharp, uneven, wrong. I sighed and kept cutting, dropping each slice into water. Their holes stared back with unblinking eyes. By the time I finished, my hands were trembling. I grabbed the jar of pickled radishes, the secret ingredient, and twisted the lid. It didn't budge. For a second, I almost called out, "Baba," out of habit. He would have opened it in one twist, laughing at my struggle, but he wasn't here. I gripped the jar tighter and tried again. The lid popped with a faint hiss, and I nearly flinched, like I'd won a battle I didn't ask for. My father once told me that pickling was about persistence. "The brine has quite strength," he said. 决心, it doesn't give up. Back then, I'd laughed, but now I understood. My father had always been like the brine, steady, determined, transforming bitterness into sweetness. Mixing the filling, minced pork, scallion, soy sauce, I worked clumsily. My father's pockets were perfect crescents. Mine were lopsided lumps threatening to burst. Still, I pressed on. When the pockets hit the oil, they sizzled loudly, filling the kitchen with their greasy aroma. I plated them, their edges too brown, their shapes uneven. My brother picked one up, took a bite, and said, "They're not the same." "I know," I said. "At least you have pockets this year." "They're good, though," he added softly. 2 years later, my father finally came home. At the airport, I spotted him. Thinner, grayer, but with the same duck walk. When he saw me, his face broke into a smile. I pulled out a container of lotus root pockets I'd made the night before, perfectly sliced, tightly folded. "They look good," he said, inspecting one. "I've practiced," I said. "Will we eat them when we get home?" "Yeah," I whispered. "I'll finish all the food you give me this time." He laughed and reached for my hair, his familiar hair stroking it the way he used to. This time, I didn't flinch or pull away. This time, I let him. "Appreciation is a wonderful thing," Voltaire once said. "It makes what is excellent in others belong to us as well." My father's quiet persistence had become my own, and I couldn't be more grateful. Thank you.